Welcome to Keep It Together, Marriage 101.
Today we have with us Neil McPherson and his wife Tammy McPherson. And we want to congratulate y'all and thank y'all for being on the show. And tell us how long y'all guys been married.
We have been married for 24 years. We've been together, since actually we've known each other since daycare. And we started dating in middle school, so we've been together since we were like 13, 14 years old. So
you guys know everything about each other.
Yeah, we better. We better.
In other words, he wouldn't give up, right?
No, he wouldn't.
That's a good thing. 24 years, he didn't give up.
Yeah, I kept fighting.
Yeah. When you got a good thing, you got a good thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So question number one. When your wife is away, what do you miss the most about her?
I think the thing that I miss most about her is just conversations with her. But even in that, it's a difficult question to answer because when she's away, I'm usually calling her.
Yeah.
You know, and with today, I was gonna say with today's technology, I mean honestly, I can leave the house on my way to work, and by the time I turn the corner, I'm FaceTiming her, simply because I just want to see her face or I just want to hear her voice. So because I miss that interaction with her, I just feel that need to know before I get to work, let me just see her one more time before we get to work.
We love that. That's real love.
Yeah.
That's when you make your wife your best friend.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's the key thing.
Absolutely.
Your best friend. Somebody you can come to and tell anything about.
Yes.
That comforter.
Yes. Yes.
So I understand. The reason why I had that question is because I went with a couple of ladies one day, just a girl outing, and I was gone until about 2 o'clock in the morning. And but it was just girls, a movie and dinner. And when I got here, he just looked like, where have you been?
Absolutely.
And I'm
like that teenage daughter that went out for a date, you waiting at the door. Really? Like, really?
And it's funny you say that, like when she goes somewhere.
Yeah.
Or she said, I'm going to Walmart. Now, like, honey, Walmart's 5 minutes away from the house.
Oh, yeah.
It maybe take you 30 minutes in the store. Why have you been gone for?
Have you been to the store with your wife?
Yes.
Oh, I see why. I can understand why.
Yes.
And when I'm sitting there, she going through every rack. I can understand why.
Yeah.
trying to find a deal.
Yeah.
And normally, if I go out with my girlfriends, they're like, okay, no, we're not taking Tammy. Normally, I'm the girlfriend in the back seat on the phone with my husband or texting. It's like, okay, you just left him. Hang up the phone already.
See, we
So
love
I guess that's the reason why people don't call me.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to have candy with you?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to have to have
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Absolutely.
But that's a good thing because
Yes.
I make them my best friend.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And, because oftentimes we get, why are you always with him?
Yeah.
Or need to be with him? It's because
I say, why not?
and it's not hard to be with him. Like I tell people, it's not hard to love him either because he is so supportive. He's so nurturing. He's silly, and I tell people at home he's silly, but he is who he is. He likes to. He's running around the house with the kids. He's got a blankets on the floor wrestling with my son. Okay, that's their wrestling. But I love it, and people always say, "Well, then, how do you guys stay married so long?"
Keep laughing.
Well, because we used to work together. We worked. He was on one aisle, I was on the next aisle. We took breaks together. We went to lunch together. And marriage is really what you make of it.
Absolutely.
And it's not hard, to be in love with this guy. So.
In other words, he makes loving him easy.
Yeah. I try.
It is. It's very easy.
And that's the thing. It is easy. Sometimes you have your ups and your downs.
Yes.
But it's like, the good times always outweighs the bad.
Yes. And it's not something that has to be forced.
Right.
Is what I tell people. It's not something that has to be forced. What you see is what you get from us, so.
So if it's true love because you don't have to force it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
it's made easy. You don't have to force it. Oh, that's something. That's a key.
Yeah.
It is, and that's what I love about us, because like I said, we've been together for so long since we were kids, so we grew up together. The young folks, my kids be like, Mom, nobody says courting. I said, well, listen here. Okay, you have to have that courtship,
Oh, yes.
I mean, nowadays they get together and it's like, okay, we're in love. Well, you don't have time.
Exactly.
But wait till a struggle comes.
And what's funny, we had that courtship. It took him a whole year to ask me to be his girlfriend. Okay, I was like, okay,
well, you guys were in kindergarten.
I couldn't talk. You was at my crib. You was at my crib. You don't know by now.
At least let me learn to talk.
She pacifies with you.
Yeah.
So how do you guys stay connected in your marriage?
I think that one of the ways we stay connected is we have open communication. A lot of times in marriages, people begin to keep secrets from one another, and you don't want to talk to one another. And I think the best way that we stay connected is we understand that this is a 50-50 partnership. There's no big eyes and little U's in this. We're in this thing together. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage, so we're going to have struggles. And I always tell my wife, I invite struggle in, because if you don't have struggle in your marriage, how do you know your marriage is good? If you don't have hardship in your marriage, how do you know what you can fight through? If those things don't come up. If you just want that perfect marriage, then you don't really know if you're happy with each other. There are going to be ups and downs. And it's those downs that create the characteristics of your marriage and help you to understand how strong your marriage really is. It's those obstacles that you overcome to say, you know what, man, we in this thing to win. And then you tell the enemy, listen, you tried. You hit us with that thing, and you staggered us, right? But we got up. We may have fallen down and we may have mixed words, but the one thing that I tell her, the one thing I won't play with is I love you.
Oh, wow.
If I tell you I love you, I gotta hear it back. We can be upset. We ain't talking to each other. We mad. We going to bed, but we will not go to bed without I love you. The last thing I say to my wife cannot be something disruptive. It's got to be I love you. So I think that's how we stay connected, and partly because we've just been connected for so long, it's easy to stay connected. But I think you're always learning and you're always growing. So and you just got to keep those lines of communication, because as humans we are ever evolving. I'm not the same guy that she started courting. I'm not even the exact same guy that she married. There are some differences because I have matured from that individual. And the more you mature, then the more levels you get to. You got to talk things through, man, because the things that upset me before don't upset me now. But some new things might. So we have to keep those lines of communication open.
So you have a better understanding.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what happened when you mature.
Yes.
You understand, like, okay, it's not that important.
Yes.
So I can be mad with you. Even though I'm mad with you, I still can build you up.
Absolutely.
Even though I'm mad with you, I still got your back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter when you're upset or you're disagreeing.
Right.
When you know what I'm saying, you've been in marriage for like 24 years.
Absolutely.
When God puts something together, it just seems like everything He wants, I have.
Yes.
And everything that I want, He has.
Yes.
I don't have to want for anything because He has everything.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So nothing else should get my attention because it's all here.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
And that's if I had to describe it in one word, it'd just be unconditional.
Yeah.
There's no condition to it. I think back to when we took those vows, right? And when people take those vows, for better, for worse, for richer, poor, sickness, and health. A lot of people only hear better, richer,
exactly,
health, right? But there are some other prerequisites in those vows, and when you can walk through and say, you know what, I'm gonna love her if she's healthy. I'm gonna love her if she's sick. I'm gonna love her when we have an abundance, and I'm gonna love her even if there's a point where we lack. because I did not marry her for all these other outside things. I just love her. You know, like you said, everything I want is right here.
Right there.
You know, and you know, I believe in that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Well, this is my good thing. You know, and she didn't search for me. I found her.
Yeah.
You know, and I think when you do things in order and you do things in
Right.
proper order, you know, things just begin to work out. Like you said, when something is fused together, you can never pull it apart because it's fused together. I think to when we did the sand.
Oh yeah.
We put the sand together.
Yeah.
Once, and I still have that. And I look at it all the time, and I'm like, man, once this was mixed,
It takes a while.
you
Never.
can't
One
unmix
grain.
it. If that is not the very definition of what marriage should be,
Yep.
because it says two shall become one.
Yeah.
We are one, and I was sitting there, I was watching you guys. I was like, did you think that? Yeah, I was like, yeah. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny. It's like when we're talking, it's like, oh man, I can be at
finished
work. I can be at work, and I'll be like, babe, you know, I was just thinking thus and so. She was like, oh man, I was just about to call you to say the exact same thing.
Want to go with it?
That's when you call when you are so evenly yoked, right? You know, and you're just so together. It's just like it's just hard to describe that type of love. You know, it's hard to put it in words. But if you have to put it in a word, it's just unconditional.
Yeah.
Just unconditional. When you believe in those vows, it's unconditional love.
Okay. And my next question: what can men do to make their wives feel more valued and appreciated?
I think that what men can do to make sure their wives feel more valued and appreciated is make sure you communicate with them and involve them. See, because a lot of men take on that role as I'm a man. And what I say goes, this is what I'm going to do. And your wife is like, well, I'm supposed to be your partner. If I'm your helpmate, right? How can I help you when I don't know you need help?
Yes.
How can I be there for you when I don't know that I'm needed? How can I support you when you don't even let me up to the foundation? You know, so I think that men have to make sure that their wives are involved. And the problem is, men are logical thinkers, right? And women are emotional thinkers. And sometimes you have to tune into that emotional side. As a man, you have to tune into that emotional side and begin to understand what makes your wife tick. And begin to understand what makes her operate. You have to know that she thinks with her heart. She can think here, but she thinks here. I did a Bible study one time, and my wife will laugh. And we did an illustration, and the illustration was the illustration of a man going in the store and a woman going in the store. And you had, when the man went in the store, you had one line. That line went right to where he wanted to go. Back out. But when the lady went into the store, there was like 19 lines, right? It's connected to things that, you know, that sale that I don't need. But it's on sale. And it just looks so good. You know, but that's how women think. And when women go into the store, they're like, Johnny needs this, Mary needs this, Sue needs this.
That's me for lunch.
When we go in there, like, you send me to the store for bread.
I'm getting ketchup coming out.
I'm getting ketchup and coming out.
I'm like, who does that, honey?
I do it.
He's like, honey, I'm going to the store to get bread.
And that's what I'm going to get.
And he go, I'm like, how do you do that?
That's what I, sometimes she be sitting in the car, I get out there, close the door, go in the store, come back out. She look like, you got enough.
Like, how did you do that?
I didn't get my shoes on yet.
Right. I tell my wife will say, honey, we need to go to the grocery store.
So now I just stop making the list.
So I say, honey, that's okay. Here's my question. Because I want to avoid confrontation.
Yeah.
What are we going to the store to get? We're going to get A, B, C, D, E. And I say, babe, are we going to get A, B, C, D, E? Because if you start adding other things, I am going to be frustrated. So, if you want to go to the store, you can go to the store by yourself. But if you want me to go with you, I'm going to one store.
We getting that.
And I'm going home. Her? Oh, man, I need to...
And see, I know that, so I'm okay with him staying at home because I know that I have picky eaters. My 17-year-old, I know what she likes for lunch. My son, he is very finicky, so it's like, okay, I got to get this for her and get this for him. And he's like, honey, stop doing that. And I'm like, well, I like for my kids to eat. They don't eat school lunch. I'm okay with that. So I have to get what they need.
Mm-hmm.
He don't do that.
I don't think no man does that.
I'll say this. Because they think with their heart.
Yes.
We're logical. I know you hungry. You gonna eat.
That's what her dad used to tell me all the time. Kitty, you better eat them eggs. You gonna eat them eggs one day. I stay with his daughter.
Yeah, eating them eggs up. Oh, man. Goodness.
If you want to eat.
You want to eat?
That's all I know how to cook. Eggs, but eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, my question is, how important is sex in a marriage?
Well, I think it's important, but it's not. It's necessary, but it's not. Because, and what I mean by that is, we're not ignorant to the fact that we have desires, right? We're not ignorant to the fact that as men, as women, we want to do what grown folks do, right? Let's just keep it real. But you have to also think into the back of your mind, what would happen if, for some reason, one day, one of us is not able to perform? And for us, that is a real thing, because my wife has MS, and my wife is not always in that mood. And if you understand anything about an autoimmune disease, she can be in constant pain. So if my flesh is so weak that I have to just have my wife, and my wife is not able to do those things, if I have such lack of love for her, then I'm selfish. Right?
That's what unconditional.
But when I say I will love you in sickness and in health, when you're healthy, baby, I love you. And we do what we do. But when you sick, I mean, there are even times when she has felt bad, and she lying if we say that desire's not there. But that desire is not so strong. It supersedes who we are, and supersedes our love for one another. Because I love her. Whether I can have her in that way or not, I love her.
Exactly.
And that's what I love about him, because he is so he's patient, he's understanding. Like you said, we know that he has his needs.
Yes.
But I know that for him, he values what we have at home more importantly than going out, finding somebody on the side.
Exactly.
Because
that's easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Right?
It's easy, the
it's
difficult thing is getting out of it. You don't want to bring that in.
There you go.
And like you said, that unconditional love, and that show men that they can be committed with one woman.
Yes.
Because of that love you have for her.
Yes.
That's what we want a lot of men to look at.
Yes.
That you don't, just because you get another notch under your belt doesn't make you a man. What
doesn't.
makes you a man is having one woman and staying in that marriage and making that thing
Absolutely.
work.
Absolutely.
And not finding excuses just to go out.
Say that. That's it.
And find somebody where she can't do it, but you can love her unconditionally at the house.
If you want to be a man,
stand up, be a man.
Show how strong you are.
Thank you.
If you want to have pride, have pride. This is my wife.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? This is my wife. This is love.
Yes.
I don't live in lust.
Exactly.
That's lust.
Lust.
This is love.
Exactly.
And I'd rather be in love, right? And I'd rather be in love and not have one particular need met than die in lust.
Yeah.
And I know where I'm going. I don't like heat.
I sweat in the cold. So
come on now.
So the question would be, will a man feel like he's being rejected if the woman says no to him? So being a husband and wife, and sometimes it's necessary, and she says no, and they don't understand because they knew it this, then men might feel rejected. How can we teach them? It's not rejection.
Right.
It's sometimes I don't have anything wrong with me, but sometimes I get tired.
Right.
So I might tell Kenny, I'm like, see me tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Or let me rub you until you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Or something. So let me, communicate, do something. Because it might not be that night, but it's the next night.
I think that people have put too much value in sex and don't know how to be intimate. Sex is not the only way to be intimate, right? And you should not feel like you are rejected. If you understand your partner, then you're not going to feel rejected because you know that her no has meaning to it. And if you take time to understand, if she says no, baby, is everything okay? Because that's not customary. That's not what we typically do. Typically, it's like, okay, well, all right. Yeah. But if I get a no, I need to try to understand why I'm getting that no. Don't just assume that there's something that you know, you just don't want me, you don't want to be with me. But I need to understand if there's something wrong with you, because now I need to be taking care of you. Because I said I want to be the man in your life, right?
Yeah.
And I said I want to be the man to take care of you. So, you know, if that's the only way that you feel like you can be taken care of or you can take care of, then that relationship is doomed for failure. It's already failed. Because if you take that dynamic away, then what do you have? You have nothing. So you have to find other ways to be intimate. Like in those moments, we can watch a movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I will tell you this, I get more pleasure out of her just laying in my arms or just laying on my chest and we're watching a movie and she fall asleep. I get more pleasure in that, or I get more pleasure in me laying in her arms or laying on her lap, because I'll lay on her lap and watch a movie and I fall asleep. That to me is more intimate, you know, because that act, man, it is what it is, but you know, that's more, that has a more long lasting effect to it, you know, and to me that's more intimate, and that's just being real. You know, I can just hug my wife and hold my wife, you know, and I'm okay, you know, but you have to mature to that level. You got to grow to that level. That's not an overnight thing. Because I mean, when you're young in that thing. Because I remember when we were newlyweds. Sometimes no hurt. Sometimes no hurt. You know, and you got to go sit in a cold tub of water because no hurt. You know, that's just telling the truth. You know, but when you mature, and I understood that, you know what. No does not mean we can't be intimate. No just means that particular act ain't gonna happen.
Exactly.
You know, but you find other ways to be intimate. Find other ways to be in love.
And they'll learn that. Because when they're young and they're married, then that's how a man will feel. Like I'm feeling like, okay, she don't want me. It's just that she don't want you. You got to find out what's going on. And when you find out what's going on, then you understand, okay, let's do something else.
And I think that in some of those young marriages, the reason they feel that way, because they didn't take time to get to know each other.
That's how they started out with sex. That's how they all started out.
And to be honest with you, that's why a lot of young couples rush into it. Because they want to do, if they're Christians, they want to exactly. So they just rush into it.
You build your foundation the wrong way.
Exactly. That's what it is. When you find out that won't keip you.
That's it.
That's it. Things got to change. We find out what's going to keep us now.
Like you when I say you got to finish how you started. If that's how you started, and you started with something that cannot sustain you,
that's gonna finish early.
You know, go on dates. They don't talk to each other anymore. People don't. You know, it's like I'm getting married. You know, and then when you sit down and you talk with a young couple and you talk about they getting married, well, tell me something about this person.
She looked good.
She looked good. She's pretty. You know, the thing of it is, you can have a beautiful book with a nice big cover on it, but have nothing but a bunch of empty pages. You open that thing up and it's like, well, wait a minute. Ain't nothing written on these pages. Because you never looked in the book. You just saw the cover. That cover was nice. So I think the original
started out with.
So I was like, man, you know,
unconditional.
Man. I get that unconditional love, but come on, goodness.
All right, guys, we enjoy you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Before we sign out, could you give us maybe a couple of words to encourage a married couple tonight?
The one thing that I would say to any married couple is the most important thing that you must have is communication. Because if you're not talking to each other, you're talking to somebody. But that conversation has to be strong between you and your spouse. And you got to keep outside voices outside. Don't allow outside opinions into your home. Because what works for those outside opinions may not work for you. What works for you are the things that you have built, the foundation that you have built, the love that you have built. So the biggest thing that I can say is keep the communication between the two of you, and I promise you, your marriage will continue to grow and continue to mature.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us and keeping it together, Marriage 101.